In this video, we continue to look at Substantive Interaction Criteria C, which is all about how the instructor provides information and responds to questions about the content of a course or competency. In this video, we will look at subcriterias C3 and C4. Please remember you must meet all 4 subcriteria in order to meet criteria C. Alright, let's get into it. Subcriteria C3 has reviewers considering the question, does the instructor encourage questions and student participation in learning activities? Options that will help you meet this standard include, in your 2+ weekly announcements, make sure you're encouraging your students to attend your office hours or special study sessions, like I mentioned in the previous video. You can also invite them to contribute to a question and answer pinned discussion board that you have set up in your class. Just make sure you're actively participating in it too and monitoring it for interaction. Additionally, you can also invite your students to participate with our new tool, Pronto. And lastly, reviewers have also been advised to look at your modules, weekly overview pages. You can also encourage your students to participate and interact with you there as well. With all that said, let's next take a look at the final subcriteria of criteria C, subcriteria C4. Subcriteria C4 asks the reviewers to consider the questions, does the instructor respond to student questions within 48 hours? One way they will look into this is by going to your SpeedGrader submission comments and seeing what sort of interaction is occurring with students there. The other way is through course analytics in Canvas. Let me show you how that looks. They're going to go ahead and hop into your course, and from the home page of your course, if you look over on the right-hand side menu, notice that at the very bottom, there is a button that refers to Course Analytics. The reviewers are going to click on that button. Once they get into Course Analytics, they're going to choose a sampling of 5 students, similar to what they did in Criteria B. They're going to look at students based on the scope of grades you have in your class. Once Course Analytics pops up, they're going to head over to the Student tab, and from there, they will select one of those 5 students and go through the same process for each of them. They'll click on the student name, and notice that then it takes them into a deeper page, which also has a Communication tab. They're going to click on the Communication tab. And what you are seeing here is a simple graph. You have the y-axis, which is clarified as messages, and once messages occur, the x-axis will show dates along this graph. Bars labeled in blue represent the time at which the student reached out to you, or the date at which they did. You, the instructor, are represented by purple, and what they're looking to see is that the distance between those 2 bars is less than 48 hours, with certain exceptions. If you have a clear communication policy stated in your syllabus and in your introduction module, which we highly recommend you put in both places, that states when you are available to students. So, for example, if you state that you do not reply over the weekend, make sure you clarify that in your syllabus and in your introduction module. Or if you don't respond on holidays, make sure you clarify that. The reviewers will look at your syllabus and introduction module for a communication policy that if they see those 2 bars separated by more than 48 hours, they will look to see if that falls on a weekend or a holiday and that the policy that you've stated to your students backs up your practice.